We will be using this yarn. It recommends a 3.5 millimeter hook to a 4.5, and it's super saver. You should have at least 5 of these. I'm going to be using a 3.5 millimeter hook. Make a slip stitch. Chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Chain 100. After you've chained 100, your chain should measure up to 23 inches, and then we are going to chain 1, and on the next stitch from the hook we are going to make a single crochet, and we are going to keep making single crochets until we have 16 single crochets. Place a stitch marker on your 16th single crochet. We're going to start making half double crochets. So yarn over, insert your hook on this stitch, yarn over, pull through all 3. Yarn over, insert your hook on this hook, yarn over, pull through. And we are going to keep making half double crochet until we get to the end of our row. We are done with our very first row. We are going to move on to our second row. Chain 2, turn your work this way, and we are going to yarn over, insert our hook on the back loop only. So on this second row, we are going to be making half double crochets in the back loops only. So keep making half double crochet in the back loops only until you get to this point. I'm going to meet you guys there. On this place where we placed our stitch marker, we are going to make back loop single crochet in the first loop. Remove your stitch marker, and in the next stitches, make back loop single crochets. We are done with our second row. For row 3, you're going to chain 1, and on these single crochet stitches, you're going to make back loop single crochets on the first 16 stitches. So keep making back loop single crochets until you get to the point where you place this stitch marker. We are done with our 16 back loop single crochet, and we are going to move on to our half double crochet stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook in the back loops only. So keep making back loop half double crochets until you get to the end of your row. So our work is going to be a repeat of this row until you have a total number of 54 rows, or until you have a total number of 21 inches. And to get the number of rows you need for your size, you just measure the widest part of your body. Mine is my hips, and you divide that number by 2. So for example, 40, you divide that by 2, I'm going to get 20, and then I added just 1 more inch because I want my sweater to be a bit baggy. So that is going to give me 21 inches for my back panel. That is before you stretch your work, because your sweater is going to stretch. So if you are looking for a very fitted fit, I will advise you to use your upper body measurement so that you can get a fitted look. I'll meet you guys after you're done with your back panel. We are done with our back panel. We have a total number of 54 rows and 21 inches for our back panel. This is before stretching, but once you stretch your work, it can go as far as 25 inches. That's it for our back panel. For our front panel, you're going to start it the same way you started your back panel, and you are going to keep repeating this row 2 until you have 15 rows. I'm going to meet you guys after you're done with your 15 rows. I've done 16 rows instead of 15 rows. These rows are meant to go on our shoulder area. We are going to start shaping for our neckline. So this is our 17th row. We're going to make a half double crochet in that stitch, and we are going to be skipping one stitch. So from this row we are decreasing, so we are going to skip this stitch, and we're going to chain 1, 2. Once you chain 1, 2, it's going to lead us to this row. We are going to skip this first stitch. We are still decreasing, and on the next stitch we are going to make a half double crochet and put a stitch marker on that stitch so that you remember that stitch. And from here on, we are just going to continue making our half double crochet stitches. And when you get to the single crochet stitches, make back loop single crochet. So repeat this. I'll meet you guys when we get back to this point. We are back at this point where we placed our stitch marker. We are going to make a half double crochet in that stitch, and in this stitch where we place our stitch marker, we are going to leave it alone, and this is going to be our 19th row. So for the 20th row, we are going to chain 2, turn your work, skip your first stitch, and in the next stitch make a back loop, half double crochet. We are still decreasing, and we are going to keep making back loop, half double crochets. I'll meet you guys once we get back to this point. This is our 21st row. We have 2 stitches left at the end. We are going to make a back loop, half double crochet, and we are going to leave that stitch alone. So let's count all our rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So in total, we've done a total number of 21 rows. We have decreased 5 rows only. So when we started our row, we had 100 stitches. So in this row, we'll have 95 stitches. So from our next row up to row 12, we are going to be making back loop, half double crochet, and we are not making any increases or decreases. We are just making back loop, half double crochets, and we are going to do this for the next 12 rows. We are counting our 12 rows from this one. You can put a stitch marker as well so that you can remember your very first row of no decrease. We are going to be repeating this row until we have 12 rows of back loop, half double crochets, and I will meet you guys after that. We are done with our 12 rows of back loop, half double crochet with no increase. This is what you should have at the moment, and we should have a total number of 33 rows in total. We are going to move on to the next part. We are supposed to make increases on this side. So let me show you how to do that. Make a chain of 1, 2. That does not count as a stitch. On this first stitch, make your first stitch, your back loop, half double crochet, and in the same stitch, make another back loop, half double crochet, and that is how you make an increase. And for the next stitches, we're just going to keep making back loop, half double crochets until you get to the end of your row. Put a stitch marker so that you can remember where you did your increases. Let me put my stitch marker. So we are going to be repeating this. I'll meet you guys once we get back to this point again. We are back at the point where we started our row. This is our second row, and on this last stitch we are going to make an increase. So we are going to yarn over, insert your hook in the back loop, make a half double crochet, and in the same stitch make another half double crochet. This is our second row of increase. So we are going to move on to our third row of increases. We're going to chain 2, turn your work, and on this stitch we're going to make our first half double crochet, and onto the same stitch make our second half double crochet stitch, and those are 2 half double crochet. And that is how we are making our increase. And this is going to be our third row of increases. So we are going to continue making half double crochets until you get to this point, and then I'll meet you guys when you get back here. We are back at this point again. This is our fourth row. We are going to make our increase, yarn over, insert your hook, pull through, and in the same stitch yarn over, insert your hook, pull through. And that is what you should have. We're going to chain 2 and turn our work, and this is going to be our final row of increases. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull through, yarn over, insert your hook in the same stitch, pull through. So keep making half double crochets. I'll meet you guys when we get back to this point. By the end of this row, you should have done 5 rows of increases. So you should have 5 rows of increases. I'll meet you guys after that. This is how our neckline looks like after we are done with our increased rows. We've done 5 rows of increases. In total, you should have a total number of 38 rows. From row 39 up to row 54, we are going to be making back loop, half double crochet stitches, and I will meet you guys after you are done with your 54 rows. We have a total number of 54 rows. So this is going to go to our neckline area. Our front panel measures up to 21 inches, the same number of inches as the back panel. Join our both panels together. We're going to take our back panel and we are going to start counting from this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Once you get to your 16th row, you're going to take your stitch marker and put it there. And then we're going to count the other side as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16th. On your 16th row, take your stitch marker and put it right there. After that, we are going to take our front panel and we are going to count up to 16 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16th. Once we get on our 16th row, take your stitch marker and put it right there. Count on this side as well. So we are going to start joining from here. Take your yarn I did not cut off my yarn. Once I was done with my last row of my front panel, I'm going to insert my hook and I'm going to pull through my yarn right there, chain one, and in the same stitch, we are going to be making 2 single crochet. In the next stitch or in the next row, make 2 single crochets. In the next row, make 2 single crochet. Keep attaching your work until you get to this place where we placed our stitch markers. We are at the place where we placed our stitch markers. We are going to place 2 single crochet on those space and then remove your stitch markers. And on this space right here, just to secure everything, we are going to make our last single crochet. Chain 2 and cut off your yarn. And this is what you should have. And then we are going to start joining the other side. I'll meet you guys after that. This is what you should have after you've joined everything together. Our neckline in total measures up to, let's see, 9.5 inches. We are going to join our sides. So we're going to start counting from the shoulder. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. After you've count 40 on this side, put a stitch marker, count 40 on the other side as well. Take your yarn, make a slip stitch. Once you've made a slip stitch, you're going to start joining from here. Insert your hook on this stitch, insert your hook on that stitch on the other side, pull through and make a slip stitch. Pull through your yarn. Insert your hook again on the same stitch and make your very first single crochet. And we are going to be joining our work using single crochets. When you get to the half double crochet stitches, you're going to insert your hook in the back loop on this side and insert your hook on both loops. Back loop, both loops, back loop, both loops, back loop, both loops. And we are going to keep joining our work using single crochets until we get to the place where we placed our stitch markers, and I will meet you guys there. We are on our last stitch. We are going to make a single crochet on that stitch, make one more in the same stitch, then chain 2 and cut off your yarn. And this is what you are going to have. Ensure you are joining your work on the wrong side. You're going to repeat this on the other side as well. I'll meet you guys after that. For our sleeve, we are going to start by making a slip stitch. Then make a chain of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Make a chain of 84. We have 84 stitches. We are going to chain 1, and on the first 16 stitches we are going to make slip stitches. Yarn over, insert your hook, make a slip stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook, make a slip stitch. Make slip stitches until you have 16 slip stitches. After you've made 16 slip stitches, you're going to make half double crochets, yarn over, insert your hook, pull through, yarn over, insert your hook, pull through, yarn over, insert your hook, pull through. Repeat this until you get to the end of your row. For row 2, we are going to make a chain of 1, 2, turn your work, and on the first stitch make a back loop, half double crochet. On the next stitch make a half double crochet stitch. Keep making back loop, half double crochet stitches until you get to the slip stitches, and I will meet you guys there. We are at our 16 slip stitches. We are going to be making back loop, slip stitches. Try not to make your stitches tight so that you can be able to go through them easily. Also, our sleeve measures up to 20 inches. This is our second row. For row 3, you're going to chain 1 and make back loop slip stitches in the first 16 stitches. Our work is going to be a repeat of row 2 until you have a total number of 40 rows, and I'm going to meet you guys after that. We are done with our sleeve. We have a total number of 40 rows in total. So for the next part, we are going to take our sleeve, and at the top of our sleeve, we are going to make a slip stitch. And on our very first stitch, our very first row really, we're going to insert our hook. And on top of our rows, we are going to be making single crochet stitches. So on this first stitch, on this first row, make 2 single crochet, and onto the next stitch, make 2 single crochet. So we are just increasing our stitches. We have 40 rows. So when we make 2 single crochets in every row, by the end of our row, we are going to have 80 single crochet. So make 2 single crochet in every row. I'll meet you guys at the end. We have a total number of 80 single crochet. So we are going to attach this to our armhole. On this space right here, we left 40 stitches on this side and 40 stitches on the other side as well. So in total, we have a total number of 80 stitches. We are going to attach our work on this space where we had our stitch marker. Insert your hook, make a slip stitch. We are doing this on the right side of our sweater. Chain 1, and on the very first stitch, make a single crochet. And on the next stitch, make a single crochet. On the next stitch, make a single crochet. And we are going to keep making single crochets until we get to the shoulder area. I'll meet you guys there. We are at our shoulder area. We are going to go through that stitch and make a chain and make a single crochet, and that is going to lead us to the next side. Make a single crochet. That shoulder stitch is going to be an increase stitch. So we had 80 stitches when we started, so we are going to have 81 stitches, and our sleeve has 80 single crochets on top. So we're just going to fix it somewhere when we are attaching our sleeve. Just keep making single crochets until you get to this point, and I will meet you guys after that. This is what you should have once you're done with your single crochet row. We are going to cut off our yarn and we are going to turn this into the wrong side. We are going to start joining our sleeve. Turn your work into the wrong side and we are going to turn our sleeve into the wrong side as well. And we're going to start attaching our sleeve from this corner right here. Insert your hook in the first stitch and make a slip stitch and pull through your yarn. Insert your hook on the next stitch. We are going to insert a hook on the stitch that is facing us and insert your hook on both loops on the sleeve and make a single crochet. Keep making single crochets. On the sweater side, we are inserting our hook on the stitch that is facing us, and on the sleeve, we are inserting our hook on both loops. Keep touching your work. I'll meet you guys when we get to the shoulder area. We are at our shoulder area. We are going to make our single crochet like usual, and it's going to lead us to the other side. So keep making single crochets until you get to the end of your row. I'll meet you guys there. We are back at the point where we started joining our row. We are going to join our sleeve together and insert your hook on the very first stitch and insert your hook on the next stitch and make a single crochet. Insert your hook on the next stitch, make a single crochet. Sew in your ends as you go. We are going to keep touching our work using single crochet until we get to the cuff area, and I'll meet you guys there. We are at our cuff area. We're going to insert our hook, and on the back loop on the other side we are going to make slip stitches. On this area of our sleeve we are going to be joining our work using slip stitches instead of single crochet. So join your work using slip stitches until you get to the end of your row, and I'm going to meet you guys after that. We are done joining our sleeve. This is what you should have. You're going to do the same on the other side, and I'm going to meet you guys after that. So to make our neckline, take your yarn and make a slip stitch. We are attaching our work on the right side. Insert your hook, make a slip stitch, and on the very first stitch, make one single crochet, and onto the same stitch, it's a corner stitch, make 2 single crochet. And on every stitch available, we are going to be making 2 single crochets. Like this. So on every stitch that is available, make 2 single crochet. Repeat this until you get back to this point. We are on our very last stitch. We are going to make a single crochet and then we are going to make a slip stitch. So let's cut off our yarn. So by the end of this row, you should have 92 single crochets. Anyway, we are going to start making our front ribbing. So take your hook and make a chain of 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 1, and on the second chain make a single crochet. So make single crochets until you get to the end of your row. By the end of your row, you should have 5 stitches, chain 1 for row 2, and make back loop single crochets. That is our row 2. Row 3, chain 1, turn your work, and make back loop single crochets. And our work is going to be a repeat of back loop single crochets until you have a total number of 92 back loop single crochets, and I will meet you guys after that. We are done with our 92 back loop single crochet. So go ahead and make a row of single crochets on top of your rows, and you should have 92 single crochets. So we are going to join this to our neckline. To join, we are going to start attaching at this corner. Make a slip stitch, and in the very first stitch, insert your hook and insert your hook and make a single crochet. In the next stitch, insert your hook and make a single crochet. In the next stitch, insert your hook and make a single crochet. In the next stitch, insert your hook and make a single crochet. So we are going to be joining our work using single crochet. Repeat this until you get back at this point, and I will meet you guys there. We are at the end of our row, so we are going to join these two parts together. Insert your hook on the back loop and join it to the other side using a single crochet. Insert your hook on this loop. Insert your hook, make a single crochet. 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 Insert your hook and make a single crochet. Chain 2 and cut off your yarn. We are officially done with our sweater, so we are going to sew in all our ends. Yeah, and that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Kindly subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comment down below, and have a good day.